All right, good evening, Clay County. John Ward, Director of Emergency Management here in Clay County. First, as I've said all day, I'd like to take this time to thank our service members. This being Veterans Day, I really want to thank all our service members that's given us the freedoms that we have today. Thank you so much for your service. All right, let's move on to Tropical Storm Eta. I think as we've seen today, conditions have fluctuated significantly since they have last night. We've been monitoring with our team all throughout the day. Partners from law enforcement, fire rescue, emergency management, school district have all been in here monitoring these conditions through the day to be prepared for our protective actions that we're going to take for our community. One thing I want to say is now the timeline for this system is now moved up. We're expecting to start seeing some of the impacts earlier in the morning, potentially between the 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. time frame. And we're expecting 30-mile-an-hour winds with some gusts of 40 throughout the day. And they should go through early afternoon, and then it should be out of our area. So we're continuing to monitor those conditions, and we should have some lighter rainfall now. We're only looking about 1 inch to 2 inches of rain, so we shouldn't be seeing a lot of the any type of the urban flooding or something. We may monitor some of the bands as they come through that may drop some significant rainfall at one period of time. We may see some of that urban flooding at that time, but again, we're not expecting any problems with Black Creek. We're not expecting any problems with Black Creek. Our Emergency Operations Center is currently activated and will be activated earlier tomorrow morning to monitor this with all our partners as this impacts Clay County throughout the day. We encourage residents as they get out and about, especially earlier in the morning when it's dark outside. Monitor, we may be getting some wind bands earlier in the morning that may have some debris or down power lines or down trees. So we encourage residents, if you must get out and about in the morning, please use caution as you do that. Currently, government offices will still be opened. They're working with the employees to monitor if those that have any issues or anything like that. And then the last thing I want to say to our residents is if you have any questions or concerns about preparedness, now's the time to prepare. Hopefully we're about through with hurricane season, but go to alert.claycountygov.com if you have any questions about preparedness. Now I'm going to turn it over to Superintendent Broski.
Thank you, Mr. Ward. Based on information that we received from the National Weather Service as well as with our partners here at Emergency Management, we've decided to close schools in Clay County schools for tomorrow, Thursday. We'll also cancel all after-school activities tomorrow. We are planning at this point to reopen schools on Friday. Based on the information that we had, we are expecting wind gusts up to 40 miles an hour. We're particularly concerned about the western portion of our county. So that would be the Keystone Heights area in particular. Simply put, with students trying to go to the bus stop in the morning in the dark with the windy conditions, we don't believe that it's safe. We'd always like to keep student safety and the safety of our employees as our top priority, and that's why we've decided to make that decision. We already have this time built into our calendar already, so there won't be the need to adjust our student calendar in any way. We believe that student safety is of the utmost priority, and again, parents, we appreciate your flexibility and your patience. We wanted to get the very latest information. As you know, weather in Florida changes rapidly, and so we appreciate everyone's patience. Certainly tomorrow at some point, it might even be sunny somewhere in Clay County. We always have to err on the side of safety of students, and that's why we made this decision. I'll turn it back over to Mr. Ward.
So just to kind of recap, as it's been stated, we were expecting the impacts to begin early morning and last through early afternoon, and the primary impacts are going to be in the western portion of our county, southwestern portion of the county, and then as always along the river and in the Doctors Lake area that normally enhances the winds a little bit. So with that being said, I want to say thank you, Clay County, and we'll now open it up if there's any questions.
Can you hit again what people need to be aware of tomorrow morning as they're heading out the door with regards to the wind and the potential, what do they need to watch out?
Yeah, so if you're getting out and moving in the morning, I think the key is we're going to have potential wind gusts, and this is going to be bands. It's not going to be, for a long period of time. We're going to see quick bands of rainfall and wind coming through the area, so it could move around debris, it could knock down tree limbs, and worst case scenario, we could bring down some power lines. So I think just being cautious as we're driving through the minimal rain and the winds in the morning to make sure we don't run up on any debris or no debris hits you.
Superintendent, you said the day was already built into the schedule, but any plans for virtual learning, or is it just a complete off?
No, we're going to not have virtual learning tomorrow. We're going to simply cancel classes tomorrow. We don't believe that based on the fact that we were off today, anyone is prepared for the virtual learning tomorrow, to be quite honest. Students, parents, enjoy that extra day, and let's come back to work on Friday.
Any further questions? Thank you all so much. Did you have a question? No. Okay. Thank you all so much. Greatly appreciate it. Have a good day.